Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Inside Guns with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. The other day, I was at a hardware store, and I was open carrying, as I am wont to do because I am too lazy to conceal carry most days. So I was open carrying at the hardware store, and while I was standing in line, one of the other customers started having a conversation with a sales clerk about the gun community and Trump's potential indictment. And I have a feeling they were saying this because they saw me and they were trying to spite me or trying to get me upset or whatever they were trying to do. But they said to the clerk, boy, these gun nuts sure are going to riot in the streets if Trump gets indicted. And, I don't know if they were trying to mess with me or what. Here's a little hint for a lot of you out there. Don't antagonize people that have a gun. Usually you can count on them being the bigger person than you and not doing anything and not escalating the problem. But why would you ever take that risk? It's like I tell my kids when it comes to crossing the street. I was like, even if you're in a crosswalk, you look both ways and you don't walk in front of a car. Because even if you're in the right, you lose when you get run over by a car. So same thing with antagonizing people carrying a gun. Chances are they're going to be a better person than you, and they're going to ignore you. But if they don't, why did you invite that trouble into your life? Like I said, that's a little side lesson there. But I want to address that idea they had that, gun community people, all the people that are gun owners are just going to riot if Trump gets indicted. And I want to talk about how ridiculous that is, how stupid that statement is. Now, will some people protest? Probably. And it's their right to protest if Trump gets indicted. I support them 100% in their right to protest. So I'm okay with the people who do go out and peacefully protest. Now, if they become violent, that's a different matter. So keep that in mind. But, 100% support if they protest. But the idea that we're all going to do it, all of us in the gun community are going to go out there and protest, that's ridiculous. And it shows how disconnected the anti-gun people or the people on the far left are when it comes to the reality of the gun community. There are MAGA people in the gun community. Of course there are. There's probably quite a few of them, and they're, usually pretty decent people. But there's also Democrats in the gun community. There's liberals in the gun community, also usually pretty decent people. There's even Joe Biden supporters. Just like there's Trump supporters, there's Biden supporters in the gun community. And I separate Biden supporters from Democrats because not all Democrats actually support Biden. I think most of them are just ashamed to say, this is the best we got. Shouldn't we be doing better? Grandpa needs to sit down and retire. But like I said, there are people in the gun community from all walks. And there are extreme left people that own guns. Very extreme left. The extreme left has really taken on gun ownership in the last decade. And there are extreme right-wing people that own guns. But they're the fringe on both sides. They're like the 10% on each end. I think the majority of people are somewhere in the middle, like me. I'm kind of a middle-of-the-road person politically. I'm liberal on some things, and I'm conservative on the other, on other things. And I think that makes you liberal overall. If you're a classic liberal, you're okay with having some ideas that are more conservative and some that are less conservative. Because that's kind of what being a true classic liberal, a Jeffersonian liberal, actually means. So I think more people kind of fall in the middle. And I don't think most of them are going to riot if Trump gets indicted. I think some of them may disagree with it, and they might say, well, I don't like this, so I'm going to go out and protest. But as far as rioting, don't see it happening. I don't think that many of them are that invested in identity politics. Period. Like I said, I think most people are kind of in the middle like me. And it used to be being in the middle, being a moderate meant you kind of tried to pick the good from both sides. And you tried to say, well, this side has a point, that side has a point. We all should come together and meet in the middle. Nowadays, being in the middle kind of means you realize that they are all scumbags on both sides of the aisle. And you don't like none of them. Kind of like me. I don't like none of them. I can't really think of a politician that I like. And here's the thing, even if someone that I like, and I like the things they stand for, becomes a politician, very quickly, they become a scumbag that I don't like. So I say, why wait? Why why take the time to start disliking them? Just don't trust them and don't like them from the beginning. I find when people start liking politicians, they start blinding themselves to the things they're really doing. Like if you're a Nancy Pelosi fan, you don't pay attention to the things she does. If you're a Rand Paul fan, you don't pay attention to the things he does. So pay attention. Don't idolize anyone. But like I said, this whole notion that the gun community is all a bunch of right-wingers politically that are so tied up in identity politics and all love Trump that they're going to riot if he gets indicted, that's ridiculous. And in the media, quit showing these pictures of like 5 or 6 people tightly cropped in and go, oh, Trump supporters are out there ready for violence, ready to protest. It's tiny groups of people. Everybody else has got lives to live. You know, but the media is trying to portray it right now like we're on the verge of a big event because of all these pro-Trump rallies that have like 10 people. Like one I saw that they tried to portray like a big rally. It was like 5 trucks with 10 flags on each one of them and about a half a dozen to a dozen people. I really don't call that a huge rally. That's a small meetup at the very best. So this notion, like I said, that we are all some sort of homogenous, lockstep organization, that's ridiculous. Gun owners are Americans. We run the entire gamut. One percentage of us is one way, another percentage of us is to the extreme another way, but most of us fall somewhere in the middle. And I hope that most of us are smart enough to not trust any of these people and not idolize any politician because none of them deserve it. Hey everybody, Yankee here. Just wanting to remind everyone, if you want to support this channel and the programs that we sponsor, or you just want some official Yankee Marshall Posse merchandise, you can go over to tympistolproject.com and there is a wide selection of merchandise over there. Pick yourself out something, buy yourself something nice. Anytime you buy a t-shirt, you get 2 entries into this month's friend drawing. You buy any other item, you get 1 entry into this month's friend drawing, and all profits go to the Pets and Vets Fund that we support. So go on over, get yourself some merch, help save an animal in need, and maybe win a prize. Hey everyone, Yankee here. You know, in my videos, we often cover some complicated subjects with a lot of gray area. So if you would like to further discuss anything said in my videos, please join us in one of my live chats. Live chats are held most days at 6 p.m. Pacific time, except for Monday and Wednesday when they are at 5 p.m. Pacific. There is a clickable link to the live chats in the upper right-hand corner of this video. If you disagree with anything I've said in a video, feel free to participate in Spank the Yank. You can come on the live discussion panel and let me know face to face how I was wrong.